Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing a mini disaster video. So yes, I am somebody who sees minis and I get very excited and I end up wanting to buy them just because they're so small and they're so cute. And I've said this in multiple videos that I do this, but then I lose the mini or because it's not a big palette. So you put it in your makeup drawer and then you're like, where did it go? Or you forget you bought this really cute mini, and that happens to me all the time. Case in point, this beautiful palette from Pat McGrath that is one of her teeny tiny minis, and I always forget I have this little mini, and I used it the other day because I forced myself to use it, and it's so pretty. But like I said, I have to force myself to use it. I don't know what it is. There's something about having a big palette versus a little palette that is just, I don't know what it is, but I still love minis. But anyways, today, we're going to focus in on Natasha DENONA just because I have a few of them and not to make this video extremely long. But I'm going to tell you all of the mini disasters, all of the little minis that I have purchased from Natasha DENONA that I don't use, and I just don't like them. I don't like them. I'm just going to say it. I don't like them. And there's a reason. Not because they're quality. Maybe it's the color story. Or something came out down the line that I like better. And now I'm like, damn. Anyways, let's get into the video. Leave a comment. What is your least favorite mini from Natasha DENONA? Let's see if we have any similar ones. So let's start off with the first one. So we have... So let's start off with the first one. The mini Sunset. So this is her first mini that she had ever launched. And a lot of us were not very happy with this one. Do you guys remember this, right? A lot of us weren't very happy with it because the quality was not consistent with her original quality of makeup, and I will stand by that till this day. I literally did this eye look using this palette because out of all of the minis I wanted to show you, I said, you know what? I want to use this one. I'm going to give this one a go again. No. The quality of this one is just not up to par. I don't know what it is. I do know the metallics, they're just not as vibrant. Kind of remind me of the Zendo metallics, right? But even saying that, I don't feel like they apply to the lid as beautifully, even as the Zendo. The Zendo has less shine, but they apply better. This one, I don't like the way it applies. The only two colors I like in here are the two mattes. It's almost like I want to pop out these mattes. I have this thing with reds. I hate the way my eye looks with red on the lid. So every time I see a red, I'm like, ooh. And I try to use it. Even today, I tried to use it. The eye look came out okay, I guess. But I could do this a million times better with other minis. So this was just that $25 I really want you. But then at the end, you're like, I don't know why I bought you. Yeah. A little disaster for me. And truthfully, a few years later, she released this one. And this, to me, is so much better than the Sunset. And I know the color stories aren't the same, but look at them. I mean, come on. They're kind of the same, right? I mean, you could do a similar thing. So I think that the bronze, if you want this type of thing, buy the mini bronze. This is the better palette. It's just... the quality is better, the metallics are better, it doesn't give you that red shiny metallic, which is just hard to use, and in general is not a color that I feel like a lot of people want to put a metallic red on. I understand matte, even that I don't even understand that much. I like more burgundy. So if you look at them, this is it's just a better palette, Some of these little mattes in here, I would like to pop them out, but they do look kind of similar. What do you think? Don't they look kind of similar? Yeah, you would go this route. I should have just held tight and gone this route. Who am I kidding? I buy everything Natasha releases anyway, so I'm always going to have mini disasters because I buy them all. Okay, so this one I knew. I knew this, okay? So mini Metropolis. Metropolis is not one of my favorite palettes. I've said this from day one. It's beautiful to look at. Such a pretty palette. It's just, for me, it's a hard palette to use. The color story is just difficult for me. Blues with browns and then mustards, all of those, they could call for a disaster mixed together, and I just feel together they look aesthetically gorgeous in pan, but when you start using them on the lids, it's you can go in a really bad direction really quick. So I'm not a huge fan of Metropolis, and then mini Metropolis I don't really love either. It does have the prettiest shades, probably the most popular shades from Metropolis. I believe that there was only one shade here that was new, right? I can't remember, but I think it was just this color here. and the rest of them were kind of repeated, or it was these two, it was something like that. Honestly, I never reach for this palette. I just never reach for it. It's a cute mini to have. Actually, why is it a cute mini to have? To stare at? For me, it's a cute mini to stare at because when I think of minis, I think of like a version of a big palette that I actually want to use. And this is a version of a big palette that I just still don't want to use. I don't want to use this. And when I go on vacations, here's another thing. When I go on vacations, this is probably just me, but I don't know, there's probably a lot of you guys out there like me. I want to use very easy eye looks or things that are just going to be generic, because when you pack, you're packing so much different clothing pieces that you can't really match your eyes too well. So I usually go for like the browns or, you know, like the cool tones, but like I'm not going to throw a purple palette unless I know it's going to match with a lot of the clothes that I brought on vacation. So when it comes to the minis, yeah, the minis for me are usually pretty neutral that I fall in love with. And this is, yeah, this is hard. Tropic, okay, I mean, mini Tropic, come on. This is a cool palette. I mean, yes, but inconsistent, okay? This one, this was another one that I was not, this blue, to save my life, I cannot get it to work. It's just a terrible blue. It's just so bad. It hard panned so quick on me. I literally had to dig for gold to try to get it out, and I still can't use it. The blue, I actually have to say the green is pretty. This color is really pretty, but even like the green, it's not like that pretty. It's pretty, but the mattes are probably the best colors in here. But look at the mattes that I have in here. It's like a neon blue and a lavender. The lavender is probably the best shade because it's something unique to my collection and it's such a pretty color. But like this palette itself just didn't make, it just missed the mark for me because it's like peacock eyes. Like I look at this and I think, when would I wear this? Like even the pastel palette to me is just so much cooler than this. Okay, so here we go. This one, which is the one I like. This is the one I don't like. Okay, so this is the mini, was this mini Love? Why does it feel like, no. So this was the mini from Valentine's before the mini Love. I don't remember, was it Crush? I think it was a mini Crush. And yes, it's cute, but man, is it pink and red and all those colors that I love. I really don't like pinks on the lids. I don't like reds. And this one ended up going pretty pink, and the metallics in here are either red or very pink. The middle colors are actually not that bad, but it ended up going very pink for me. Like even like this color, like I don't know, when I started blending it onto the lid, it got into like a pinky tone for me. I felt like I really just couldn't stay away from the pink looks. And even though the mattes here help, because they do help, it's the metallics that really threw me for a loop with this palette. I wanted something different for the metallics. Even if it was pink, like even like a really light pink champagne or something like that could have completely changed the game for me, but like a literal pink and a literal red metallic. Like it was just like so Valentine's Day that it's like obnoxious. I have this thing with Valentine's palettes, and there's gonna be one releasing now again. I have a Cheesemate video up, and allegedly it's coming out and it's gonna have like the same exact kind of theme, and I'm like, bar, bar, you know? So I honestly should have just waited, because look, Mini Love is so much better for me, for my color story. We've got more of like a purpley shade with a deeper plumish color. Yeah, we still have a pink in there, but it's not as pink. Like this to me is more like what I want to see on Valentine's than this, because like this looks Valentine's. This looks like the Love palette, which is the only Natasha DENONA palette I do not own. And I even got it free from Natasha DENONA, and I gave it away because I was like, never gonna use this. And I could have kept it for swatching and for demos, but it just wasn't worth it, you know? So anyways, if I would have just waited, this one is so much better. So in my opinion, both good quality, but if you have a color like story that you like I do, and you have a similar taste to me, this is the one. Love over Crush. I don't even know if they sell Crush anymore. They probably don't. One last mini disaster for me. Xenon. Xenon, you are just such an interesting little thing. So the black, in my opinion, is a buildable black, but it does take a while to build up. And I feel like it worked better when I first bought it. And as I've had it in my collection longer and longer and I've tried to use it, I feel like it gets even more patchy. Whereas the beginning, it started off patchy and then you would build it up and it would like turn into a good color. But this is not her blackest black formula, because if you have the Dream palette, you can compare the two blacks and they are night and day. So because of that, I'm like kind of like, I'm a little upset with this color because I'm upset with the color now because it's not the blackest black. You know, the Dream palette has it and it's so much better. When it comes to this, now it could be that I have a olivey mixed skin tone that it's more tan. But when I do smoky eyes, I like to use browns. So like I like to go in the browner direction. And this is very cool tone smoky eye. You're using grays to blend, which could actually start to look kind of like a bluish tone on the lid. It is a cool thing. Like, I'm not going to say that it's ugly. It's definitely pretty. It's just when I do a smoky eye, I like to do browns. I would love for Natasha to release this same idea, but with the browns. Like, you know, the black, because we need a black, and then going into like a chocolatey or brown, and then into like the taupes to really do a smoky eye that our Latina skin tone girls could use a little bit better than the grays. That's just my opinion. Now, if you have a very fair skin tone, like maybe this is gorgeous and it looks really great and you like to blend out with the grays, but I just personally love the browns with the black to do a smoky eye. And this is just not, it's just not giving for me. The quality was pretty decent except for the black, and I really love this though. This metallic, oof. That metallic is kind of insane. It's so beautiful. But like these two right here, they're no big deal. But anyways, so that is my mini disasters. Those are all the minis that I can't stand from Natasha DENONA. And I did only Natasha DENONA because I figured the video would lag on for a while. I wanted to give you guys some details. If you want me to do a part 2 to this, just in general, all the minis that I can't stand from all other brands, let me know that down below. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.